If Sabrina Carpenter owned McDonald's, would the Happy Meal kids be for adults only? And would she actually start eating McDonald's? Something I love about her is that she's so cheeky. Like when you hear her in interviews, she just has like such an amazing masculine energy as well as her feminine energy. Let's imagine that she owned McDonald's. The first thing obviously is like her and I would partner together and make it all healthy food and not gross processed food, obviously. The first thing that I wanted to do was get the color palette down. Because girl, like if she doesn't have the most perfect like aesthetic and color palette, I don't know who does. So there definitely has to be some cheekiness to this. There's some coyness, feminine and charming. I mean, with her music, it's very easy to go the feminine route. Of course, like we've all seen it. We've all seen like, I'm girly and like boys and stuff, and there's nothing wrong with that. I feel like when I'm listening to her music, it is a stand-up routine. If her and McDonald's did a collaboration, it would be so cute and cheeky. So we're going with a cheeky, coy, feminine, charming, and playful color palette. Now, the signature blue and pink we obviously need in here, and I like bringing in the idea of like the blonde, like the yellow for hair. Like yellow, blonde is a little bit hard to translate via digitally so I just wanted to go with this like very light gold, and I'm already thinking it has to be. There's this image, this right here, it's like a 1950s like end screen. I mean, if you saw Wicked, it's like the beginning screen. That is immediately what I'm thinking. And there needs to be some sort of shadow. And there can't be too much contrast in the colors because I mean, she's so playful, but it's just a notch above bold. When I think of bold, I think of Charlie XCX Brat. Like that, I consider that like bold. I mean, maybe it's even bright, right? With Sabrina, it is soft. It is not too much contrast because like all of these colors kind of live in the same area. They're pinks and purples and like they're muted, they're baby colors. I know we need a heart in here somewhere too, because in this mood board, I'm seeing at least 3 hearts here. I'm seeing like a heart necklace. I'm seeing a heart on her boots. And then we all know like that signature heart on her shirt. I really like this font right here for McDonald's. And it's really weird because like there's this little notch in this font, which is really weird because usually cursive fonts have a pretty good connection, you know, in like each of the letters, but this one is a little weird. So I'm going to have to adjust that. I want it to go on a little tilt. I mean, there's a lot of like different glyphs that we could play around with here. I want like a one letter to underline it. All right, so we got the color palette here. The only thing I'm thinking is, could the white be whiter? But I don't think so. I think it is creamy. Like going back to this mood board, I'm not seeing bright whites. I mean, maybe a little bit, but what I'm really seeing, it's a creaminess. And again, it can't be too contrasting. It can't be like too bright. I think the brightness with Sabrina comes from her lyrics. I feel like the costumes, the brand as a whole, like there's sweetness in the typography, there's sweetness in the shapes, but the colors itself, they blend. I think the way that these photos are edited is really important too. Obviously, I could try to find like the raw image of the photos and be like, okay, let me like pull from here. But I think the way people do fan edits and the way that even professional photographers will do the editing says a lot about if we were to do a collaboration or do a brand for her, do really anything creative for her. I want to play off that. I want to play off how other people are seeing this too. I want to use other people's creativity as a lever. Yeah, I'm reading Let Them by Mel Robbins, and there's one particular section that's really resonating with me that I need to work on a lot. Instead of jealousy, use that as a teacher. As an artist myself, I actually like stopped watching interviews. I stopped like following along with mainstream like artists media because I was like, I want it so bad that it hurt me. Like it actually hurt me so much. Every day I've just been listening to all these podcast interviews with Sabrina. She's really taught me so much in interviews. I just feel like I'm her friend and I've never met her, which hopefully doesn't sound creepy if she like listens to this, but she's so well spoken. She has such a good head on her shoulders. And I truly feel like if you're aspiring to be anything, if you're aspiring to do anything, listening to interviews and reading the books and following along with them, it's like being their friends, and it's like being in a class with them. That's as close that you can get as learning from them. Going back to this whole color palette, we don't have an eye that we can dot as the heart, but I'm pretty sure there's like an apostrophe after Donald's, because it's like McDonald's store. So I think we're going to do that. Okay, so I played around a little bit with this, and I got this slogan, which I'm obsessed with. I'm working late, and I'm loving it. So I also added a little outline over here of one of the contrasting colors, and I love it. I love it a lot. I feel like these swirls just like, ooh, like that S, and it's just like an underline, and the L just perfectly goes around here. I just love it so much. I also made another version that's just Mickey D because I just feel like, I don't know, imagine her partnering with McDonald's, but also imagine her like writing a song and her being like, I'm eating Mickey D's after she decides to eat McDonald's. Like, I feel like she wouldn't say McDonald's. She'd be like, eating Mickey D. So I needed to add a little bit of that to it with this like intertwining Y that goes in that D. And we did have an I here. So I made the dot of that I the heart, the signature Sabrina heart. Literally what I did was I went in here and I just got my paintbrush and I started by just like outlining that. I got rid of the inside of the fill, and then, I kind of adjusted it a little bit, and I adjusted how the line is because I wanted it to just be like a little bit uneven. So it's like thicker up here and thinner down here. This color palette right here, like this is Sabrina, like the blue and the pink. I mean, you think of like Espresso, the cover of Short and Sweet, like she has a signature blue, but we can't forget about that pink that she wears on stage all the time. That just looks so awesome on her. And then I also wanted to make a little symbol. So I drew a hamburger and I used that same heart and I made it like a little sticker. And I just love that. I just think it's really cute. And here's the finished product. I want to keep the conversation going about how amazing Sabrina is. I was listening to a podcast with Amy Allen, who's one of her co-writers, talking about how cool she is. And listening to her in an interview, just such a strong head on her shoulders. She's like, yeah, I read comments, and some of it, even the hate comments are constructive. Like, gosh. Like, to get to the point where you can read hate comments and be like, I'm good. Okay, I can see that. Like, man, wouldn't it be so cool to be a backup singer in one of her tours? I mean, I've been singing in voice lessons since I was like 13. And so that's one of the things I do as an artist. I'm saying it in an accent because it's weird for me to say how I'm a multi-hyphenate. I feel like I have to apologize for it, but that's what I do. So many artistic opportunities would be so cool to do, not just because of the actual act of it, but like the people you'd be around. Like, just like hanging around her and people like her just feels so cool. Who is making jokes like she's doing? Like, just think of the lyrics of Tears. Think of those lyrics. Who has ever written lyrics like that? It's either like a little too innocent and soft, and it's like, I want to kiss you, or it's like Nicki Minaj, where it's like, whoa, like we cannot play that around children. She is that in between. Oh, I have so many more things to say about it. And maybe we will keep this conversation going. But I hope you love this brand. I hope you enjoyed kind of seeing like what goes behind in my crazy mind with it. So happy that you are following along in this channel. And I will see you next time, friend. Love you.